Hey y'all, this is Anya DecoToes. Welcome back. You guys, I am so excited to be sitting and filming today. I am finally doing a video that's unrelated to a hospital, the surgery, the recovery, physical therapy, none of that, okay? We are back to filming regular videos about regular things that I love. So I know I'm looking a little crazy right now. I have all of my makeup on other than the eyes. And it is because I have the NATASHA DENONA Retro Palette. I'm so excited. So excited. Just to give you a little bit of a preview, these are the shades in this palette. But I will give you a close-up in just a minute. So before we get into the close-ups, the swatches, and the look that I will create using this palette, I just want to say, when I saw this palette and this color story, I knew I was going to love it. Absolutely love it. So a lot of people have been complaining that it's not anything like the mini retro palette. I don't have the mini retro palette. I don't really care if it's similar or not. I mean, I guess if you were loving the mini retro and you were excited for the bigger version of that and it's nothing like you would expect, you might be a little disappointed. But who knows, maybe in the future she will make something more similar to the mini retro. But this color story is absolutely stunning and I just want to jump right into it. So let's do it right now. Alright, so this is the close-up of the box that the palette comes in and all the information is in the back. And here is the absolutely stunning packaging. I love this color. It's like this blush pink. And as you can see on the back, as always, these are the magnetic pens which you can pop out. And now let's take a look inside. So as you can see, we have the gorgeous 15 shades and the mirror. It's a big, nice sized mirror, and I haven't taken the protective film from it yet, so that's why it's kind of looking like that. These shades are absolutely stunning, and I will not give you the description of all the shades or the formulas. If you want to see all that, there's plenty of videos on it. I just wanted to show you the palette and play with it. So what I will do now is give you swatches of all of these, and I will go row by row. Alrighty, you guys. So as always, I have put the swatches on top of my foot here. And this is the first shade right here. It is called Glitz. Then we go into Andy, which is a gorgeous, almost like a blush pink shade. Then we have Jude right here. This is more intense and a little bit darker than I thought it was going to be. Then we have Mod, which I personally would totally set my primer with this shade. And then we have Vivian right there. It's a very light color. You can barely see it over there. And then we start off with the second row. We have Groove right here. Then we have Opart. Then we have Psychedelic, which is the most sparkly shade of the whole palette. Next is Go-Go and Patty. And the last row is right here. We have Swing, Nude Mauve. I never know how to say that word actually, but moving on, we have Rebellion. I love this shade also. Then we have Helio right here and Amara. And let me just say, I realize my lighting is definitely not doing this palette justice. It is amazing. The shades swatched beautifully, and I cannot wait to use these on my eyes. Okay, now that you have seen the close-ups of this palette, what I'm going to do is I will actually do my left eye off camera, and then we are going to get to the right eye together. So keep on watching. Alright, you guys, I have finished the first eye and I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out. Here it is. And now I will show you how I created this look. So first I went in with the color Groove on my ColourPop brush, and I went in on the outer corner and just packed it in first. And I did that because I want to make sure I get a nice line at the edge. I already have the rest of my makeup on, so I don't want to do any cleaning up. I must say, I feel like this color is very different in the pan than on the eye. It's a lot more dark and almost like a plummy purple on the eye, as opposed to, I don't even know what I would call it in the pan, but you saw it and now you see how it looks on the eye. Now I'm going in with a more of a fluffy brush, and it's clean, and I just want to blend some of this edge out. I've cleaned the same brush off, and now I'm going in with Rebellion right on the edge, but I will go all along the crease. This is another one of those shades that I thought it was going to be very different. But I must say that I actually like the way they look on the eye better than in the pan. And I took a little bit more of that same shade. And more of that same shade, Rebellion. But when I brush with longer bristles, it gives you a softer blend that way. And again, I've cleaned the brush, and now I'm going to go in with Andy right above that shade. Andy is such a beautiful, very light blush pink. I love that color. For some reason, I'm getting this really dark spot over here, and it's not going away, but it's alright. And now I'm going to go over the dark shade called Groove with a more dense brush. Just packing it in there. That shade is so beautiful, so beautiful. And back with the other brush, clean, just blending off the edges. And now with the color Glitz, right here, my big toe is kind of stained from the swatches. But I'm taking this shade right in the middle of the lid and all the way to the inner corner. So when I put the shade on the first time, like the first layer of it, it's not like a wow effect, you know? So I will go in a second time, and I am going to top that shade off anyways, but I do want to make sure that it's looking nice. So now I took the shade Psychedelic, and I am going to pop that right over that last shade. And here is what that looks like so far. Now I'm trying to remember exactly how I did it with the other eye, but I'm going back in with Rebellion just to deepen that crease just a little bit. And now taking a little bit more of Andy. Now after cleaning that brush off, I'm taking Mod, which is that lightest matte shade, and popping it right below the brow. Now I'm taking some of that Mod shade and putting it in the inner corner. I have been trying this matte inner corner thing, and I must say I like it. It looks good. And I really love this shade. And continuing with the lower lid, I took Andy on that same tiny brush. And then Groove on the outer corner. So this is pretty much the finished eye. I have used 5 out of the 15 shades from this palette. And before I give you my final thoughts, I will put on some mascara to finish off this look. Alright you guys, I have finished the eye look. I am absolutely in love with this eyeshadow palette. I'm so glad that I ended up picking it up because I tried to resist it for a long time. Well, okay, not for a long time, but I tried. But this color story really appeals to me, and it's beautiful. And I think if the color story is something that appeals to you, you will definitely enjoy this palette. I love it. It's actually my first midi palette from Natasha Denona. I don't have any of the other ones. I do own 2 other Natasha Denona palettes, aside from the really small ones from BoxyCharm, and some of them were BoxyCharm exclusive, but I do have the Circo Loco palette, and I also have the Metropolis palette, and then this would be my 3rd bigger one. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell to be notified every time I upload, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye.